Today's video, we're going to show you 3 easy fixes that you can make to make you a better attacker. Obviously, attacking is something that we all want to be better at. It's probably the most fun thing that you can do while playing the sport of beach volleyball. So in today's video, we're going to bring you 3 easy fixes that are going to make you a better attacker. The 3 focuses we have for today are timing and spacing, your footwork, and your arm swing. So when we're talking about attacking, one of the things that we need to focus on, and one of the quickest ways for you to improve your attacking, is by thinking about timing and spacing. Whenever we're thinking about timing, we need to think about putting our right foot down if we're right-handed, or our left foot down if we're left-handed, right when the setter is about to touch, or just before. A lot of us, we put this first foot down way too early, and we end up sprinting to the net, and we get there too early, and we're waiting for this set to come to us. If you concentrate on getting your timing step to be the same time as the setter's touch, then you have a better chance of keeping this set in front of you at all times, which is very, very important, not only for a good arm swing, but also for vision on the other side of the court. So if you ever feel like you can't see the defenders at all, or you're jumping backwards to hit, more than likely your timing step is in the wrong spot. Another thing to focus on is spacing. So we've talked about timing, but we also need to think about how far we are from the net. A lot of the times when we see somebody pass, we see them run up to about where a 10-foot line would be if you're an indoor player, or just 10 feet from the net. That's something that can cause a lot of issues, especially if you're playing with a setter that's very inconsistent and they can't put a ball into the correct spot. So when we're thinking about spacing, most of the time when you pass the ball, you should try to stay pretty close to the distance you would be from the net from where you would start your pass. I know that seems a little crazy and you might not trust me, but I promise you, with our 4-step approach that we're getting ready to go over, it's possible for you to cover this amount of distance from your passing location to your attack location. And if we are allowed to keep that spacing and we find the correct timing with our timing step, then it should set us up for a more successful attack. Our second fix is going to deal with footwork. Most of us know, and if you don't, we should be using a 4-step approach. A lot of us, if we're not used to a 4-step approach, you probably have been doing a 3-step approach, but I want you to go back and watch some film. You might actually be doing a 4-step approach, because our first timing step doesn't always feel exactly like a step. When we're focusing on our 4-step approach, if we're right-handed, those steps are going to be right foot, left foot, and then a quick right-left to jump up and hit. If you're left-handed, it's going to be completely the opposite, where it's going to be left foot, then right foot, and then a quick left-right, and then going up for the hit. If you know that, then that's phenomenal. But there's a little bit more to our steps and our footwork that can help us be better attackers. One thing is that it should go from slow to fast. A lot of attackers, especially beginners and intermediates, they have one speed for their approach. And once they put down that timing step, it looks like they're sprinting to the attack, which once again, most of the time will result in an early landing or an early takeoff, and you're probably hitting on the way down. What I want you to try is over-exaggerating your first 2 steps and making them feel very, very slow, which should allow your last 2 steps to feel very aggressive. Whenever we're going through our footwork and we're putting down this slow right and then we're putting down this slow left, it should give us the ability to see that set coming down and then allowing us to get our quick right-left down and jump up and hit the ball as quick as we possibly can. A lot of times we see people waiting for this ball to come to you, or you're waiting in like a half squat ready to jump. That's something that's going to be very tough, because if you're early, it's almost the same thing as an airplane driving to the end of the runway, stopping, and then trying to take off. It doesn't work very well. Actually, I don't think it would work at all. But when you see an airplane take off correctly, they start off slow and they speed up until they gain enough speed to take off into the air. Your approach should feel very similar to that, We're going to start off slow with those first steps. We're gonna gain a little bit of speed on that second one, and then our last 2 steps should be as quick as possible to get you up in the air and ready to attack. Our third fix for today deals with our arm swing. We have a product on how to fix your arm swing in 10 days if you're interested in diving a little bit deeper, but for today, we're just gonna focus on 2 easy things. The first thing is getting our non-hitting hand up as high as we can. A lot of the times when we see beginners hit the ball out of bounds or they hit the ball into the net, their non-hitting hand is irrelevant. We need to make sure that this non-hitting hand is doing something to help us swing. And most of the time it's gonna act as a counterbalance so that when we're going to swing, this arm is coming in. If you go back and you watch a video of yourself swinging and this non-hitting arm just hangs and dangles by your side and then you go up and swing, then you're not getting the most out of your arm swing. So the first fix is just when you go up to jump after your last 2 steps, focus on pointing at the ball first with your non-hitting hand and then allowing your arm swing to take place. If you do this correctly, then it should give you a little bit more power to your arm swing as well as a higher contact. The second fix has to do with our drawback. A lot of times you'll hear people refer to this as a bow and arrow or a Nike swoosh or whatever you've called it in the past. Whatever it is, that's fine. But when we do this, a lot of the times a common error that we see is when we draw this elbow back, it actually drops down below our shoulder. And that takes a really long time for us to get up and hit. So if you notice that your hand contact is a little off, this might be something that you're doing incorrectly. So the fix is, whenever you go up to jump and you have your double arm lift, notice my left hand or my non-hitting hand is going up to point. This right arm, my hitting shoulder, my elbow is only gonna go up and it's not really gonna come down. It's gonna go back, but it's not really gonna drop down. That's going to allow me to swing forward while also keeping a quick arm swing and a high contact. So once again, when I go through my double arm lift, I'm gonna try to keep my elbow high and then allowing for that elbow to stay high throughout the process of my swing. Wait, before you go, I have a little homework assignment for you, and it's only gonna take 1 second, and you can do it right on this video by commenting. We just went over 3 easy fixes. In the comments below, I want you to tell me what you think your biggest issue is. If you think timing and spacing is your biggest issue, let's go with A in the comments. If you think it has to do with your footwork, let's go with B. And if you think it has to do with your arm swing, let's go with C. Depending on your answers, that's going to help us understand what information we should continue to bring you guys. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. We always appreciate you guys. If you are interested in diving a little bit deeper into attacking, make sure you head over to betteratbeach.com. We have a complete attacking course as well as a how to fix your arm swing in 10 days.